Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is the Precious Stone, an Orzhov Control deck featuring both power stones and a combination of cards that can complicate things for the opponent. As with any control deck, we've brought some defensive measures to help us combat enemy men. Our primary weapon is the disruption we've brought to keep the opponent off balance. We attack their board, their hand, their men, and even their lands. It's a multi-pronged attack that takes aim at their resources. Let's get in there. We're playing the full set of Authority of the Consuls, the 1-mana enchantment that makes enemy men enter tapped. It puts a halt to enemy men with haste, and hasty men are the biggest problem against our deck. As a bonus, every enemy they play out will gain us a life. The life gain helps offset some damages we take early and keep us in the fight until our powerful cards can take over. The Mind Stone has been a potent weapon. Not only does it help fight against shuffler specials, but it ramps us to our powerful weapons. And once we have enough mana, we can harness the Mind Stone and unleash a nightmare upon the opponent. Once harnessed, we can blink any of our permanents for another round of their Enters Play abilities, and we have plenty of those. Bandit's talent is a discard enchantment. When it enters, the opponent will have to toss 2 cards or throw out a non-land card. The hand disruption is what we're after, and we can use these to deplete the opponent's hand. Blinking it with the Mind Stone will force more card tossing at the loss of any levels we've paid for. Luckily, taking it up 1 level only costs a single black mana. Nowhere to Run is a removal. With what we're bringing, small men are likely to be the biggest problem, and this can deal with most early enemies. Once in play, we can ignore any ward abilities enemy men may have, and we can target enemies as though they did not have hexproof. And because it is an enchantment, we can blink it with a harnessed Mind Stone for targeted removal. Skullcap Snail has returned to one of our lists. It feels like it's been years since we played this killer snail. When it enters, the opponent has to exile a card from their hand. It's powerful disruption that limits their options and leaves them susceptible to our talents. While it may be small, it will still be an effective blocker against enemies that don't have trample. The Soul Stone is the other power stone, but what we're really after is another way to get more mana. At 2 mana, it helps us dig us out of a shuffler special and boosts our mana to get us to our pricier cards. The only card we have to get back is the Snail, so it's likely we won't need to harness the Soul Stone. Zarek, Guest Lecturer, gives us a Surveil 2 ability which we plan to take advantage of to help find cards we need. The discard and his -2 ability can be useful to help strip the opponent of more cards. His ultimate is well known for being able to lock an opponent out of the game. Elspeth, Stormslayer, gives us a token army. We have several ways to generate tokens, and getting 2 of them builds our forces up quickly. Her pump ability gives our men a boost, as well as flying, a key ability when we need to get in for damages. And her -3 ability can snipe enemies that are 3 mana or more. Liliana, Dreadhorde General, brings us a set of abilities that are aimed at taking down the opponent. Every time we have one of our men die, we'll get to draw a card and get more ammo. And we can use her to generate token men that hopefully will be doubled by Elspeth. Lily can serve as removal by making all players sacrifice 2 men. While the opponent loses men, we lose tokens and draw 2 cards. If we get to fire off her ultimate, that alone should end the game. The Rise of Sozin is our sweeper of choice. It hits the opponent in multiple ways, which is why I like it so much. Not only do we clear out enemy men, but on our next turn we can snipe a card right out of the opponent's deck as well as from their hand and grave. We can take out a key card and eliminate all copies of it. It's a crippling blow, and this is only the first 2 chapters of this crushing saga. Restoration Seminar is a paradigm card. With it, we get any of our permanents back from our grave for another go. And the only card we have that is not a permanent is the Seminar itself. Even having our stuff destroyed is not enough to stop our wrecking ball of a deck. Virtue of Persistence is a removal early, then we can use it to get enemy men on our side. It is still powerful even years later. Unholy Annex gives us card draw at the cost of 2 life per card. While that might eat away at our life total, we can unlock the Ritual Chamber and make a 6/6 demon token with flying. Then the 2 life per extra card turns into a drain. Blinking it with the Mind Stone will reset it, and we can unlock each room again if we need more demon tokens. Extinguisher Battleship is the funniest card to blink with the Mind Stone. When it enters, the battleship will hit all men for 4 damage, and we can take out a permanent. This gives us a way to cripple the opponent's mana sources while also dealing with small men. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountain Port, the special land we can use to generate tokens or fat sack them to draw extra cards. 4 Shattered Sanctum, the duel that enters untapped once we have 2 or more other lands. 2 Restless Fortress, the Orzhov Manland. 4 Godless Shrine, the Orzhov Shockland. 4 Bleachbone Verge, the swamp that becomes a duel when we have a swamp or plains in play. 3 Swamp. 2 Realm of Ko, the special land that can generate tokens. And 3 Plains. Playing the deck is only slightly complicated. We want to be able to get at least one of our stones early to help us power out our pricier cards. Enemy men are the biggest problem, so snipe them whenever possible while doing as much as you can to disrupt the opponent. We have plays we can make starting turn 1 until we hit our top end at 7 mana, so we chose lands that can enter play untapped. We do have a pair of man lands that are the only ones that will always enter tapped, but generally the deck wants its mana to enter untapped. The mid to late game is where we shine. Our powerful cards generally take over while we keep working on depleting the opponent's resources. It's a battle where we keep gaining on board and they keep losing. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Beza Nator, but he's not Beza, he's a tree. So cooked, it's well done, bro. We're kicking things off with a mono black shuffler special. We do have a soul stone that can get us to 3 when Ral can take over. It's a tough way to start, but here we go. Keep your hopes up. They play out a pollinator. That's a clue they might be playing roots. We get a swamp, which is fine, but it would have been nice if we'd gotten a white mana instead. But at least we know we can get to 4 mana. They probably think we're mono black. But it's worse than that, bro. We're black and white. They go with another pollinator, because just 1 alone is not going to get the job done. But with 2, now they stand a chance. We draw our Seminar. This is how the shuffler likes to tell a joke. No white mana, so I'll give them a double white 7 mana card. Thanks, you dumb mother trucker. The Surveil from Ral might get us going. It's what we were counting on when we kept this hand. On top we have a pair of lands, both of which will provide us with white mana. Oppo is going to need to keep his diaper on. Our deck is going to be fully unlocked. They drop in a Weaver. They were probably thinking about playing that out on their last turn, but didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. Now that we're closer to sweeper mana, that's when they drop it in. Brilliant move, bro. This also cuts down the chaff they're holding in hand for when we play our talent. This multi-pronged attack is going to get them coming and going, no matter what they do. It's true, it's true. We played out Ral thinking he might not survive very long. We just wanted him to find us some more manas. There's a bit of hesitation with each of our cards. The real nightmare begins for them here. We've gotten ourselves up to 6 mana and we'll be able to play everything out as well. Harness the power of the Mind Stone. We're turns away from a full lockout, and this game already being GG's. Extra cheese. Ral shows us a second Mind Stone under our Sanctum. We'll toss it. We've got 1 Ral ready. Their dilemma here is they want to attack Ral, but they also need their men for mana. It's a tough spot to be in. But hey, why not just drop in a tapeworm, and that can solve your problems. Very nice. They follow up with a cub. That is probably a card they should have hung on to, in case of sweepers. In an astonishing follow-up play, they drop in another tapeworm. That's their entire hand on board. I would be scared, but we have the Rise of Sozin in hand, and on our turn we'll have 7 mana, more than enough. Sure, we lose Ral, but they're about to lose their entire board. That's GG's. Extra Sozin cheese. We'll smell your entire crew later, bro. Much, much later. A lone weaver is their play. Their deck is based entirely on doing damages with men, and our lockout combo of the Rise of Sozin and the Mind Stone will stop everything they could possibly try to do. And the Bandit's talent is going to make them eat pain turn after turn. And to keep them low on cards in hand, we name cards they're holding. Yeah, it's GG's. This is Rav Enwing, squeezed out by his mom in the year of our Lord, 1977. We get a 3-lander. This time we have an authority and a talent as our early plays, but we'll need some good draws and more mana. But that tends to be the way things work with this deck. Keep your pants on. We draw a Mind Stone. It's more mana along with setting up a combination of cards that makes it very tough on the opponent. We love to see it. They play out a Skyward Spider. This is how often I run into these guys. It's always around 1 out of 5 games or so. Please tell them to stop playing it. I'll bet anything their next play will be a Sheltered by Ghosts. We'll go with the talent this turn. It'll make them toss their most useless card. I was wrong. That's a Spider-Man origin story. That only confirms what we already know. They're playing a horrible set of cards, with very little men and too many auras. We draw planes, which is great. We're 1 mana short of being able to Sozin this place up. That's a new one. I haven't seen Cap in any enchant deck yet. Maybe they tossed the Survivor out. That guy didn't survive the cut. We draw a Soul Stone, and that's our 6th mana. We should be able to survive their next attack. They give Cap double strike for the turn. And honestly, that's fine. We can use the Fountain Port to make a sushi to block up with. What they should have done was give their flyer double strike instead. Oopsie poopsie, bro. They follow up with a Sheltered by Ghosts, their key card. They look to take our Soul Stone, which is unfortunate. That sets us back to only 5 mana. Before it goes away, we'll make a sushi. Cap likes sushi, right? They send it, but immediately take their spider back. We wouldn't have blocked it anyways. We're out to stop Cap's double strike action. Cap gets to eat some sushi. We draw a land. That's our 6th mana. Sozin will be able to crack some skulls. Sure, Cap has his shield, but he's going to be sucking eggs if we can harness the Mind Stone. Here comes more enchants. Cap gets a butt cheek armor. Gotta protect America's mass. Am I right, bro? We draw another Mind Stone. That's just too bad. But we do have a Fountain Port, and that can make treasure tokens. We can get ourselves up to the 6 mana we need to harness the power of the Mind Stone. I had to look at their grave. I still know it as the Aerialist. But it's Skyward Spider. If they run out of men, what are they going to enchant? That's right, they will enchant their diaper. And look, they were holding one. That's unfortunate. For them. We're one hit away from death, but we have a treasure coming up that will be key to letting us take more turns. We'll harness away. All they can do is watch in horror. Not even Cap is getting out of this one alive. And now we get another round of taking out a card. And what better than the one they're holding? That's right, there is no rescues coming for you, bro.
I welcome all allies.
We draw another soul stone, but that's fine. We don't need more weapons. What we have on board and in hand is enough to seal the deal on this enchants deck. Before we send it, let's activate our manland and then pump the team. They might have plenty of life now, but we're going to cut that down quickly.
Warriors, rise!
They go with a survivor, so they didn't cut those then? Maybe they cut the boob armors? They follow up with a sheltered by ghosts, but that's not happening. Nice try, bro. What happened? You had over 20 life, bro. That's GG's. Extra Mind Stone cheese. This is Luxac. No, wait, it's lactose intolerant. Why does it smell like shell up in here? We get another Shuffler special, but we do have access to both of our colors, and we have a soul stone to get us to 3 mana. We would have liked to see a removal, but the authority might be what saves us in the early game. Keep your hopes up. They hit us with a duress. We'll be fine as long as they don't take the soul stone. And they took the soul stone. That's just great. Lovely. This turn we fire back. Let's snail them. We ripped an outrageous robbery right out of their hand. I like it. They go without plays, which is great for us. We'll go with the authority, then snail them again. These snails are eating at their hand. Sometimes you escargot, and sometimes you get eaten by snails. This is revenge for that duress. They tossed a land. They don't need any more manas. They hit us with a cruelty, but that does nothing about our slimy snail board. Sure, we're in top deck mode, but all our cards -1 can come back from the grave. We draw a talent, and we can hit them with more card-tossing antics. They've made us toss 3 cards, and we're about to even the score. We draw a shock land, which will let us take the talent up to level 3. If they drop to 1 card or less, they'll take 2 points, and we'll get to draw an extra card on our turn. They go without plays. All the discard is useless when we don't have cards in hand. We draw a fountain port. We can make sushi tokens as well as treasures to use for draw. It's a huge boost to our board. They go without plays yet again, and will make a treasure at the end of their turn. We want to have the mana for our pricey cards if we end up drawing something heavy. We draw a removal, but I'm not sure if they're even playing any men. If they try to make us toss it, we'll play it out. They do have men. That's a tiny-boned wonder. He wants to show us his tiny bone, but we're going to force him to wear some pants, whether he likes it or not. We get another land. We're close to having enough manas to play out everything in our deck. Let's get in there, then we can smash the guy with the smallest bone. This is a family show. We draw a Mind Stone. That gives us a way to deplete their hand once we harness its power. They snipe a snail. They're forced to make moves now. Their life total is getting rather slim. Taking a snail out buys them another turn. They've won the cards in hand war, but they're losing the permanents on board war. They're forced to snipe the second snail. That does save them, as we were going to harness the Mind Stone, then blink the snail. We'll still harness the Mind Stone. We can blink the talent and work on their hand. They drop in another tiny-boned wonder, but it won't be able to block. Their next play is the best. They give us the GGs, and then get the shell out of town. That's GGs, extra sushi cheese. This is Lay Schiefer. When he's not hating on Bond, he plays MTG. We get yet another Shuffler special with double Mind Stone, a talent, and an authority. We're far away from Sozin, but it is good to have one already. Keep your pants. On they drop in a nesting bot. The only deck I know that played that guy is Sephiroth Sacrifice. Have we found the lone holdout still playing that deck? We draw a removal in the Virtue. We need to set up our future turns, so we'll go with the Sanctum here. It enters tapped, but any other Sanctums we draw will enter untapped. They go with a Van Dam. It's small dude that can grow. We don't want to see it get too big. We draw a Fountain Port and we'll play it out. Then we can Mind Stone and follow up with the Authority. Our enchantment is going to put in some work. It was a fantastic weapon when their deck was more powerful, and it can work its magic here. They play out a Miner, which will gain us a life, and they follow up with a signature card in the Sage. While they can do plenty of damage and removals are awful against some of their men, most of what they are playing out are small guys. It will still take them many turns before we have to worry about their team. We'll snipe their Van Dam, then we can follow up with a talent and force them to toss their last card in hand. Top decks will have to be solid if they are to have a chance. They drew a nesting bot. It's more men, but we're glad it wasn't a Sephiroth. We draw an Annex, which might be dangerous to play out, but we need some draw. Let's level up our talent, then play the Annex. Sometimes you have to take a chance. The extra draw gets us a second Authority. That will certainly come in handy. We go down to 6. This is going to be close. We need another land to unlock our demon token, which will give us a 2-point drain. They send the Miner. No, wait, they put it back in their pants. Instead, they send everyone but the Miner. The guy that can't even block is the only one not coming in for damages. We draw another Virtue, and that too can help prop up our life total. With double Authority in play, they're going to find it tough to continue pressing our life total. Let's go with the second Authority, then we can snipe the last bot they have. So much life gain, they won't be able to take us down. They go down to 6 life, and they have this one last turn to take us down. Good luck with that, bro. They drop in a Blair Witch. That's not going to help their cause. That's 2 life for us when it enters. They send it, and we'll block up one of their sages. When it dies, it will give them a token, which is another 2 life for us. Their Blair Witch will gain them a life, but that's not enough to survive all our damages. We'll hit them for 6 in the air, then the Annex will do the rest. That's GG's extra Authority cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.